piece of information is linked to its predecessors, and those are linked to their predecessors, therefore all linked to the chain. The second issue, and I think is much more important, is that every member of that team, and vast numbers of different firms and individuals, would be aware of the immutability of the history. There comes no point in trying to lie about whether or not you did something. It's not, oh well, let me just say that I didn't do it and we'll take it to court and there'll be a judgment about it. Maybe it's 50-50, well, that's worth taking a risk. That actually should disappear under any sort of system in which you've got an immutable history of what's happened. It should be able to be that you'll come down to people fessing up when they get something wrong, because there's no point in not doing it. And if they've got it right and they're on the right side, everybody understanding where right and wrong sits. So the analogy I give is back to Bentham. Bentham invented the panopticon. And the panopticon works. It's a round building with a guard tower in the centre, with little sort of keyhole slots through which the guard can look. And out in the surrounding round building are the inmates of whatever form they are. It might be a hospital, it might be a prison, it might be a school. He said it was an all-purpose building. They cannot observe whether or not the guard is looking because it's just keyhole, but the guard can see everything. All that matters is the guard can potentially see everything to guarantee the good behaviour of the inmates. And I think there's a sense in which what blockchain coupled to BIM, probably coupled to biometric ID, probably coupled also to Internet of Things, so that you know that those panels that went onto the side of the building are actually the ones manufactured and certified by whoever the certifying authority was, rather than some fakes purporting to be the case from somewhere east of here. That sort of chain of what this set of technologies should do should create an immutable history coupled to an open, transparent understanding that this is, if you like, factual. Now, I think this is a fascinating idea. I think the idea that what this could do is do something which the construction industry has been looking at for a long time, which is about moving away from it being a litigious industry towards one which is about partnering and working together and collaboration. And we've had umpteen commissions of, great and good from the construction industry get together and say, this is what we need partnering, we need, etc., etc. And it always seems to be lots of talk and then no real change. So it's just possible these technologies will actually change that. So what we're doing on the Construction Blockchain Consortium is getting together interested parties. And what I find fascinating about this is that from the start of this, which is about, I think this is about the fourth workshop, is it?
Yes.
Yes, this is the fourth workshop in a series. We have had no end of people from all across the industry interested in coming along and finding out about these things. Not everybody knows about them, I certainly don't. And I think that there's just a sort of timeliness to the idea that is sort of out there in the ether. So I think something will happen in this area. It may well not be blockchain, it may be one of the other distributed ledgers. It may well not be linked together in the way we're talking about it. So the next part of this story is, if you've got an immutable history and you know things are factual, then there are certain things that you can make happen almost instantaneously, make the computer do the transaction. So you can, for example, say, if this, then that, because the this is immutable and all agreed. Yeah, so if the conditions of the specific sort hold, then you can make the payment, or you could. And one of the aims of all of this is that you should be able to move from human-related systems of verifying whether or not something is right and making judgments about it, to actually a much more direct form of being able to automate microtransactions. And I think that's something which is an interesting opportunity, and I hope will link into what will be discussed this afternoon. I think that's probably about all I need to say for the introduction. At the moment, we're running this as an open consortium. We've got a process at the moment for people to sign up and become members of the consortium. That hasn't quite gone live yet.
Not yet, end of next week.
Abel is the person who is in charge of making all of that happen.